customer 1. We can see we have basic contact information here, like his address. We have phone number, his email as well. And then if he was a company, we just have to click this box, and then it's the same information field. But he's an individual, so we'll put him as an individual. We have more information tabs on the bottom. If there's anything else, customer 1, we can see we have basic contact information here, like sales or purchase, and we can see we have information set up for each person, different payment terms Odoo will save. We have a specific payment method. We would have a drop down here. Odoo will keep track of that for us whenever we use this contact. Same for invoicing as well. We can have his bank account here. And then internal notes, just maybe it's a great customer or this customer loves this. And we just keep track of that for anyone that hops in here. Our smart buttons on the top, though, actually keep track of anything this contact does throughout Odoo. So sales, we can see there's 3 previously made with this customer already. Our invoicing policy as well. We can see this customer's done $2,400 with us. So Odoo will always keep track with this customer throughout the process between sales, purchases, etc., which is a good thing to have because a lot of times in our business, I would have a good customer and then we just forget all about him in 2 weeks, and then we would have to dig for their phone number somewhere on a sticky note. So it's nice that Odoo keeps track of that and all the past invoices as well. So from here, we'll click on this to get to our home menu. We're back on our home menu with all our apps, and we'll go ahead and hop into inventory. So this is your inventory homepage. We can see the different fields right here, depending if it's a delivery order, returns. You may have different people for these each ones, or maybe your one person does it all. Odoo makes it easy by just giving you quick previews if there's anything to process or maybe something's late. They'll tell you right when you hop into the screen. But we'll go ahead and hop into products, and we'll go right here and click on the products tab. And these are all the products in Odoo. So these are products that you sell, maybe you work with, products or services you offer as well. And most of these products we see 4 here, but the only one we're actually selling is our complete go-kart kit. So we'll hop into this right here. All right, and now we are on our go-kart listing page right here. So we'll go ahead and click on edit, and we can see our just basic product information. Always going to start with the name first. So we have this label, our complete go-kart. It's something that we sell, but we don't purchase from anyone else because we actually manufacture it. And it's something that we have set up as a storable product when we get into our general informations tab over here. Our other options are consumable. Consumable products typically is something like paint or maybe hardware that goes into something. And then service products are like a labor-intensive product, like a repair or maybe an installation of something. So maybe if we charge them for the install of all these parts, we would have an install product. So from here, we see our sales price. We have our sales price right here. We have our cost for the product right here, our different taxes, and our internal reference, or another word is part number. So we have our part number put in. And if I was using a barcode or a scanner, Odoo works with all of them, and we can just see right here that we have the field for it to put in. And so on more regular information, if I had a different version of this go-kart maybe, or different options, it would be here in our attributes and variants, and we would just add it right there. We would go into our sales information. If there was a certain upsell or cross-sell with this product, we'd have it here. Or if we wanted to leave a note that would appear on a sales order or invoice regarding this product, maybe it's a key feature or something like that, we would add it in the sales description right here. But our most important tab right now is inventory. And that is because this is something that we want to show for our manufacturing process. This is a product that we have on MTO, made to order. So it's made per order. That's how this product was. With our go-karts or customer buyers that come in, it's very rare, and it's something that's very unique to each buyer. They all have their certain requests. And it's something that we have to manufacture. And for now, we don't have any tracking on it. But we have the option for Odoo to either provide us with a unique serial number, or we can provide our own, or we can track it by lots. And we have our logistics information here as well. And that'll work with your shipping connectors. So we have our smart buttons once again are popping up in Odoo. And this is keeping track of the product. So we can see we have 0 units on hand right now. It's keeping track of our inventory, our forecasting, the routes. So we have 0 in, but 2 were sold. And we can see it also keeps track of our 2 units sold right here. If we have reordering rules in Odoo help you if there's a product that you stock very often. You can set a certain minimum, and when you hit that minimum, Odoo will send an RFQ prepared for you to send to your vendor to order more. And we have our bill of material or our BOM. And so we can see it's for our complete go-kart. And if we open it, we see all the parts that go into the BOM. We have our frame, engine, and parts kit. And these were the same products that we saw previously on the product's homepage. So we can hop into one like the parts kit. So if I go ahead and click on this, and I click on this green arrow, we are seeing an exact copy of the product page that we were just on before. So you could make a complete new part and make it while you're on the components page, or you can hop into one that we already have made, like our parts kit. And the only thing different we have here is when we click on our inventory tab, this is a part that we buy from a vendor, and it's something that's replenished on order depending on the customer specific needs. So we can see right here our smart tabs still keeping track of everything we've done with this product. And we can see that it goes into making our complete go-kart. So we can hop out back into our listing. And typically on a more complicated manufacturing setup, at this part of the flow, we would have to be adding our different work centers as the process starts and our different checkpoints. But since I am a small crew where we just have a mechanic in the back and a couple guys in the office, we're going to work with a hybrid setup for this small business that gives us the leisure of our mechanic pretty much building it when he wants, but also the rigidity of our quality checks. So we have proof that we went through the right process during the build. So from here, we're going to go ahead and start a flow. So we'll hop into our homepage in Odoo, and we'll go into our sales app. So this is a sales app home screen. You can see it has some old orders we have previously. We can see it gives us our status right here. Some are good, some are canceled, our salesperson, basic information for some old sales orders. So we'll say that my customer came in and he told me that he wants a go-kart. So we're going to go ahead and see that we have him already saved. And so when I click on his name, we see all the information that we saw previously on the contacts page. Odoo kept track of all of it for us, so I don't have to go in, copy and paste, or re-enter it again. Then we'll go into the expiration, and we can pick an expiration date for this quote. We'll say it's due tomorrow. And we have different payment terms. So you can create your own payment terms in Odoo if you have a unique setup or needs. And we can see there's some that are already made and more to choose from. So we'll say 15 days. Typically, we wait for the product to be built, test it, and then we'll take payment. So we click right here to add a product. And then we can see, even though we had multiple products on our product screen, the only one that we offer to sell is the only one popping up on our product list. So you can see right here, Odoo has our price here, everything's set up, our taxes are put in, and we can go ahead and send this to our customer. And since we had this information saved already, we can see Odoo has this email. We're just sending the email through Odoo. We don't have to log out, hop into an email, copy and paste or anything. Odoo does it all for us. And we can see Odoo's pre-generated some text for us as well. Hello, your quotation is here in the amount of this, and it's ready for review, and it's attached to PDF right here. So we can go ahead, send this to them, and we can see our Chatterbox kept track of this. So the Chatterbox might be something you notice when we're on the contacts page, or maybe something you notice when we're on the product page. But it is a tool within Odoo that is a really strong community tool and an order tracking tool. So with the Chatterbox, we have the option to send a message directly to them via their email. We can log notes on this order saying, hey, good customer. Or you can communicate with your team as well. If they're on the Odoo system, you just press add, and all the drop-downs are coming in with people that you can communicate as well. Or you can add them as a follower right here. And if there's a certain activity, maybe you have to call the customer. You told them, hey, I'm going to call you tomorrow to confirm your order is okay. You click right here on scheduled activities, and we can see all the different options Odoo gives us. We can see our call option right here, and we can pick our date that we want to run this call as well. So it's a very strong tool, and it's a very handy tool throughout Odoo. Not just for communicating, but also just for keeping track of everything going on here. We can see just from making our sales order, it's putting all the history here for us. But we'll go back to our sales order. We can see our quotation was sent. This button is green. If a button's green in Odoo, that's Odoo's hint of telling you you probably want to click here next, or this is your next step. We'll press confirm. They said the quote was good. And now we see our smart buttons have been activated. We have our manufacturing setup and our delivery setup. And we can see our Chatterbox confirmed our history. So let's go into manufacturing. And if I click on this, it's just going to skip me right into the manufacturing app. So now we're into our manufacturing setup. And Odoo's telling us what goes in our BOM, all the parts here. And Odoo's also telling us that we don't have a part. It's not available. And our component availability is not available. So since it's not available, we can see that we need to go get the part. And because we have the vendor saved from our contacts page earlier, on that part that we need, it already set up our purchase tab right here. So I'll click on this purchase tab, and we can see Odoo has generated a request for quotation for the part that we need to finish our build. It's a big tool to have. It's a great thing to have because a lot of times in a small manufacturing warehouse like mine, we had a lot of miscommunications where we would say okay to a build, okay to a time to pick up. And then when it was time to start everything and gather the parts, things were missing. We didn't know where we got it, the last place we ordered it from. And with Odoo, it kept track of our vendor. It set up the quotation to go to them. All I have to do is send by email. So I'll do that right now. I'll send this by email to our vendor. We can see, just like the quotation before, Odoo has generated some text for us, attached the PDF with our quotation. All we have to do is press send. All right, so we will go ahead and see that it was sent. We can say, all right, the pricing was good. We're okay with it from the vendor. We'll confirm this order. And because our vendor knew we were in such a hurry, we can say that we just got the products, and we'll go ahead and press the green button once again to receive the products. And so right here, we can see the product that we have to confirm that we received is our parts kit, and our done is 0. So if we click these 3 dots, I can come here. This is for our parts kit. I add a line, and I can manually put in that I received 1. But let's say I'm in a hurry and I don't want to go through and press all these buttons. If I click validate right here, we can see that Odoo will do it for me. Odoo's telling me that I haven't recorded done quantities yet. If I press apply, it'll process and do it for me. So I'll press apply, and this 0 is now a 1, thanks to Odoo. So we confirmed we received our part. And so now if we go back right here to MO for manufacturing order, we can see that Odoo shows that our part is here. This was red before, it told us it wasn't available, and our component availability was not ready either, and now we're green, we're ready to go. So this is the part where our hybrid setup comes in. Rather than having different workstations set up multiple different ways, so I just have one mechanic who kind of does it all on his terms. I just need him to come in here and do the quality checks. So these are quality checks that we set up for this product. And we can see some of them are right here, like check bolt around go-kart and make sure they are tight to spec. And if he has any additional notes, he puts it in right here. And we can just say that was a pass. And here's another one where it says go-kart complete, a test drive. And then there's a worksheet option that we offer. So if we go in right here, we can see, was there any test drive issues or malfunctions during this? He can put in his notes here. And if it was a failed or pass, he puts it in right there. And we just press save. And now we're done with our quality alerts. And we can see we're done with this green check right here. And if we go back here, we can see the history of the quality checks that we just applied. And this is a good tool just in case something were to happen. Let's say the customer got the go-kart and then he said, oh, all these bolts were loose. I can at least go in here and say, well, on the 28th at 2:41, we checked the bolts and they were all tight. So it's a little insurance for you. So we go back to our MO and we can see everything is done. We did our quality checks and we can mark this as done. And since we didn't do the done quantity just like before, Odoo is going to apply that for us. So we can see this is all good. We have it all taken care of. And so we just saw how the quality checks worked. Let me show you just how we set them up in the first place. So we can hop into our product over here and we can see our quality polls, another smart version right here. And these are the same quality checks that we just did. We can see we have our inspect parts are safe to use and our test drive. So we can open this up, we can edit, and we can see we can title them specifically to what you want the test to be. You add the product in there for what the product is that you're testing, and in the operation. We were doing it in manufacturing. And you can see there's different types of tests that you want to do. You can have it specifically for instructions. We could have one for a photo. So when the product is finished being built, take a photo from each angle in case something happens during shipping or customer says something was missing. Pass fail, we can measure it, or the worksheet option that we saw earlier. And you can add your instructions in the bottom as well. So with this setup, it gives us control over the product that we're making just by ensuring that we can do our basic quality checks without me having to go to different work centers or work points and just making the process longer. For someone in our small scale is just doing it on their own terms. And we would just want some assurance. So now that we're done with our quality checks, we need to go back into our sale. So we can see this product is still 0 on deliver. We built the product, but our smart tab is here telling us it's time to deliver the product. So we'll go ahead and go to delivery. Now we jump to our delivery screen. And we can see right here that we can go ahead and we have different options on the top. So this print label feature is a very strong option if you have your shipping connector hooked up with Odoo and we had all the logistics information earlier. You would just click this and Odoo gives you the different size options and everything else that you needed when you make your label. But we'll say that we go ahead and set this one on the truck ourselves to our customer. So we'll just validate its delivery. And since I didn't manually put in the done quantities here over just like before, Odoo's gonna go ahead and do it for me. All right, and we can see Odoo also sent a text from us from Go-Karts USA. We're glad to inform you that your order blank has been shipped and our Chatterbox is keeping track of everything. So we delivered our product, and just like any good sales business, we want to get our money for our product. So we'll go ahead right here. Odoo's telling us in a green box, just like before, this is your last step. We'll say this is a regular invoice, but we have options. If it was a down payment, maybe you want a deposit, or if it's a fixed amount, you can pick a percentage or a certain number. And so this is our draft right now. Odoo's showing us our total right here, our tax, everything else, our due date, our customer's information. We have the option to preview this if you would like to see it. But we'll just go right here to confirm. And we'll go ahead and we can send and print this. So if we click on this, it's going to pop up the little email box that we saw all the other times throughout this demo. And all the basic information that Odoo gives us. We can send and print it. And we can go in here and we can register this payment. And we'll say that they came in, they paid me cash. But You also have the option if you want to set up an online payment, use one of our payment acquirers. We work with many, PayPal, etc. And then you can have all the other information put here as well. So we'll tell Odoo that they paid cash. They'll go ahead and create the payment for us. And now we are in the paid status. So this order has been created, sent, and paid for. And now we're finished with our manufacturing process. So with that being done, we can go back into our SO and we can just do some history on this order that we did. So we saw our quality checks before, but we can also check our traceability with this. So if we hop in right here, we hopped in back into our manufacturing order, and I clicked right here on traceability. It's a smart tab just like the other ones. And I click right here, I can see everything that went into that product that we made and the time frame for it. We can see our frame, engine, parts kit to make this, our date. If we had a lot and serial number on, which we did for the engine, Odoo created one specifically. So if this was to come back, we can tell, okay, this was engine number 008. And we also have a cost analysis field. So if we click on this is telling us our cost to make this. We can see our unit cost for the frame, the engine, the parts kit, and our total right here. So we can understand if we're making money, losing money, or breaking even. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get into some questions. We can go ahead and I'll have that process getting started, and we can recap just what we saw today. So we saw exactly what goes into making a product in Odoo, setting it up for manufacturing, setting up our quality checks, and setting up our cost analysis and going back into it and seeing all the history that went into our process today. So we can go ahead and I can see if we have any questions coming in, and we can go ahead and answer them, or any questions that might be in the chat. I should say, while everyone is here, please, on our Odoo YouTube page, like, comment, subscribe to our page. If you have anything you want to ask me specifically, this is my email on the bottom with Odoo. Please feel free to email me any questions you might have from anything you might have saw today. Okay. And then I'm just waiting for our questions to come in right now. It looks like there's no questions yet, which isn't a big deal. While we have this time, we might as well go into some more parts of Odoo that we have a little extra time for, which is our reporting field. So a big part of manufacturing or any business is a reporting aspect for it, obviously. You want to see what's moving, how much is moving, etc. So you can hop into sales right here. And from sales, we'll click on reporting, and we'll go and just do a dashboard view. This is an overall view. So this is what you're going to see as your overall view. And we can see we have only 3 sales for our little company right now. But if we get rid of this date, we can see any different fields that we want to measure by. So we can go by bar chart, line chart, and we can go by pie chart. Oh, it looks like we did have a question. Someone wants to know about UPS or FedEx labels. So yes, we can hook up with UPS or FedEx. And so a little hidden feature with Odoo is our search bar is actually on this screen. If we just start typing, you're at the search bar right here. And we can go into different settings. So we hop into settings over here. I think it is loading. There we go. So we can go into settings. I believe we go into inventory. And you can see our shipping connectors are right here. For the person who asked about UPS and FedEx labels, we have a UPS connector, a FedEx connector, a USPS connector, etc. And so you can take advantage of these to make your life a lot easier with shipping with Odoo. Just make sure that you have your customer's information correct, your business information correct, and make sure that we're able to have the logistics information for the product correct, and then you'll be able to get your rate and label set up right on Odoo. See, is there any way to track labor costs and the cost analysis displayed? You show it at the end. Let's go check that out right now. So we are on the sales place for that reporting, but with most screens in Odoo that require any invoicing, manufacturing, you'll find a reporting field. So you can see there's a reporting field right here, and we can do manufacturing orders or production analysis, depending on what you want to look at. So we can see this is just on go-karts that are completed, but we can go right here to manufacturing orders, and we can measure different versions as well. So we have our filter options. So you can filter by different ways. You can add a custom filter so we can go off cost. And we can do a group by as well. So if you want to see exactly what your labor is costing you, we can have that set up. You just need to make sure that you have it in the product as well for labor costs. But that's not an issue with Odoo. Let me see. We might have some more questions coming in. Is it only DHL US or also in other countries? That was from Rodrigo. Rodrigo, that's a good question. I don't want to give you the wrong information, so I would have to double check on that. I can email you. My email's on the screen too if you want to bounce back. But international, I don't think it's going to be a specific issue, but I can give you a confirmed answer soon. I'll give you an email. MaxTech Innovations, does Odoo have a connector for IBM Sterling EDI? Once again, that's a good one. I have to probably check on that a little bit or just get some more context on that, and I can get at you. MaxTech, let me show you my email just in case you miss it. We can go ahead and talk, and I can get that answer for you as well. And let me see. That's the same question. Yeah, so we do have a lot of different connectors and third-party connectors as well on Odoo. So for anything specific, we can check it out. And then there's a lot of workarounds as well that we can help you out as well. So please, like I said, feel free to message me, email me, whatever your needs are, or any questions you might have, even if it's not pertaining exactly to what we saw today. And I'm glad to help you out or at least find the answer for you. All right, and let me see if we have anything else. Let me see, there's one more question. Can you define the hourly cost at the work center where Odoo is being processed and that it takes into account in the estimation? So if you want to set an hourly rate for something like labor-wise, we can set that up. When I talked about us doing the hybrid setup, we did a very simple manufacturing setup. But if we go into manufacturing and you were to do, let's see our manufacturing orders. If you were to make a manufacturing setup where you had different work centers put in, like we skipped today, but if you want to go down that route for a more complex setup, you can set up a dedicated person for your work center, and we could set up the rate as well for that work center, like an hourly. So maybe you said it was like this person's rate is $2 an hour, and then if they're taking 3 hours to do a job, the automatic tracker will be set up when they press start. Odoo will keep track of that information and tell you this costed you 6 hours total, or $6. And Paul, we can also talk one-on-one, and I can give you a more complete demo on a more complex manufacturing setup if you like. MaxTech Innovations, which EDI does Odoo recommend? I wouldn't say there's a specific one that we recommend or push. It's more of what fits you best. And so we can talk about exactly your case flow or workflow, and then we can go and choose exactly what we want to think is a better setup. Let me see, Ryan asked us, are you able to include cost in foreign currencies should be recording ingredients from or parts from abroad? Yeah, so with Odoo, it's not just like everything's in dollars. If you want to change your currency setup, you can do that. I wonder if it pops up. Here we go. The search bar is one of the best tools in Odoo. Honestly, I use it all the time if I might get stuck on something, or if I think like, does this happen? If 9 out of 10 times we search it, and if we have it, it'll pop up. But here you can see these are all the different currencies we work with at Odoo. I only have US active, but you can activate all these different options. I hope that answered your question, Ryan. And let me see if we have anything else coming in. So it doesn't look like there's anything else. Let me do and check with the guide before I say goodbye. But it looks like that's it. So if we have any questions or anything you saw today, my information's here. Like I said before, if you guys want to learn just more about Odoo, our YouTube page, we have so much documentation on all the different apps that we do in different cases. So please comment on anything you have a question on in the video, like, subscribe to our page. You want to just get updates, and please email me for any questions you guys might have. But that's it. I hope everyone has a good day and have a good rest of your week.